Hello everybody, welcome to GIS Pathshala Grade 6 Social and Political Life. Our chapter is Key Elements of Democratic Government. Key Elements of Democratic Government. As we have seen in previous lecture also, and you are knowing also that in all full world all the people are appreciating the democratic government, and where the democratic government is not there, people are fighting for democracy also. People are protesting, fighting for democracy. So now we have to see the key elements of democratic government. Some of the elements we have seen in the previous video lectures. See, a democratic government is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, see, this line is there. Who has given this line? Abraham Lincoln. Who has given this line? Abraham Lincoln. People's participation, resolution of conflict, equality, and justice are important element that influences the government working of the democratic government. See, people's participation, resolution of conflicts, and equality and justice. See, people are participating in government. Resolution of conflicts, because conflicts are there, so conflict should be solved properly. And equality and justice. These are the basic three important elements of the democratic government. People participate in the working of democratic government by actively electing the government and participate in rallies, signature campaigns, strikes, dharmas, dharnas, and social movements. In our country, the for the election or for any government, the time period is 5 years. After every 5 years, again the elections are coming, and if the government is proper, then also the government has to re-elect. People are re-electing, and then only they are getting the power. Directly they are not getting the power. Now, need to resolve the conflicts. We have seen about the conflicts. As you are knowing, in the first chapter also you have seen that India is a vast diverse country. Diversities, many diversities are there in India. People of different culture, religion, region, economic background, all are living in India. So obviously, when all such type of people are living together, there may be the chances of conflicts, and there may be the chance of discrimination, and for against the discrimination, there may be the chances of conflict. People use violent means to settle their differences. Sometimes what happens, people are thinking that what we are saying, we are only correct. People of one group are thinking we are correct, and they are not allowing other to say that they are not correct. So in such type of matters, there will be conflict among or between them, and it leads to the violent means. वायलेंट मीन्स उसके हिसाब से राइट हो जाती है, लड़ाई हो जाती है, फायरिंग हो जाती है, दंगा मारा मारी हो जाती है. And because of this violent means, this leads to fear and tension among others living in the area. See, previously, many years back, it happens again and again. There was conflict between Hindu Muslims, and the riots were there. And because of the riots of Hindu Muslim, others, those who are living in the area, some of the areas, they were totally in fear. Some have lost their houses also. Some have left the area also because of this type of matters. So, this creates a fear and tension. The government is responsible for helping them to resolve the conflict, but government is responsible to resolve the conflicts. The Indian constitution lays down the basic rules that have to followed by everyone. See, in our constitution, some of the basic rules are that all have to follow those rules. These laws are both the government and the people, both for government and the people. Certain rules are for government also, and some are for the people also. Conflicts and differences have to be resolved according to these laws. According to laws, only the conflict and differences have to be solved. So, for solving the conflicts also, some rules and regulations are there. It is not like that government is saying whatever is proper and taking the side of one community or one group or anybody. According to law, government is watching all the things, government is seeing all the things and giving the proper solution, doing the negotiations and giving the proper solution for the conflicts also. Religious processions and celebrations sometimes leads to conflicts. Rivers too can become the source of conflict between states. See, religious procession, last time we have discussed that why in religious procession, sometimes the conflicts occur, but government is putting proper police protection and all the things. So, if anything is like that, immediately the police and protection is solving the matter. So, it will not be much more. Now, see, sometimes the natural things are there. Rivers are becoming the source of conflict between two states and two countries also sometimes. Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Now, see, one water dispute is there between two states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Krishna Sagar Dam is in Karnataka. On the Kaveri River, Krishna Sagar Dam is in Karnataka and Mettur Dam is in Tamil Nadu. See, this river is flowing from both the state, and on both the state, on this river, the two dams are there. Krishna Sagar Dam in Karnataka and Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu. Now, because of the dam, how the conflict is there? The sharing of the water between different states, the river goes through is becoming an issue of conflict. Sometimes because of the river also the issues are there. For example, you may have heard about the Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. See, between which two states the Kaveri dispute is there? Between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu state. The water stored in Krishna Raj Sagar Dam in Karnataka is used for irrigation a number of districts and meeting the needs of the city of Bangalore. See, Krishna Sagar Dam is, because of the Krishna Sagar Dam, the water scarcity of the which place is for Bangalore. The water stored in Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu is used for crop grown in the delta region of that state. Okay. In Tamil Nadu, the Mettur Dam is there. The water is used for mostly for the irrigation. Now, a conflict arises because both dams are on the same river. The downstream, both dams are on the same river. Which river? Kaveri River. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can be only be filled up if water is released from the upstream dam located in Karnataka. See, the dam located in Karnataka, from there, when they are releasing the water, then only the lower dam in Tamil Nadu, means Mettur Dam, is getting the water. Therefore, both states can't get as much water as they need for people in their states. This leads to conflicts. The central government has to step in and see that a fair distribution is worked out for both the state. Because of this water, because when the upper from the Karnataka, when they are releasing the water, then only in the Mettur Dam the water is coming, and that people, those who are using the water from Mettur Dam, they can use. But Karnataka is saying that we are giving water to Mettur Dam, then we are getting the less water for our use. Like that, the conflict is there. But government has to see, central government has to step in and see that fair distribution of work is worked out for both the states. But I think so till now the solution is not properly came out. Still now the little bit conflict is going on regarding these two dams. Now, equality and justice. See, always we are saying equality is first in our Indian constitution. Basic function is coming. Indian constitution for focusing on equality. One of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. And see, it is written in the constitution that continuously they are focusing on equality. Equality and justice are inseparable. Means they are not same, separate. One of the key ideas of democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. Equality and justice are inseparable. See, in Maya's story, the government support the idea that people are equal. In Ambedkar's story, did the practice of untouchability support the idea that people are equal? See, these are the question asked. Do you think that people are equal? Because they did in Maya's story also, we have seen in Hector Peterson case the firing was there. So they are not thinking people are equal. White people are then the firing and the person died also. And in Ambedkar's story, how much they suffered because of the untouchability. So do you think at that time it was all the things were equal? No. But the earlier practice of untouchability is now banned. But afterwards, government recognized. This group of people were denied education, transport, medical facilities, and even chance to offer prayers. All things were denied for these people because of the untouchability. Dr. Ambedkar, whom you have read about earlier in this book, and many others like him realize that such practices must not continue and that justice can be achieved when people are treated equally. Justice also can be achieved then only when people are treated equally. Suppose when we are thinking the people are not equal, obviously the person to whom we are not counting equal, we feel that the person is doing wrong thing and we cannot give justice if the matter of justice is coming. So when we see people equally, then only justice can be proper, justice can be possible. The government also recognize this and make special provisions for groups within the society that are unequal. For instance, in our society, there is a general tendency of value and care for the boy child more than the girl child. See, now this also is a type of inequality that they are giving in our society more priority and more chance is given, value is given to a boy child compared to a girl child. But now government is working hard for the equality again and again. From since last so many years we are noticing government is saying that you should see the both boys and girls should be equal. Don't give much more value to boy, both are equal, because many a time the girls were not sending to school, they are for the household work only. You have seen in the lesson also prejudice and like that, the one type of thinking was that these things girls can't do. So now slowly these things are demolished from the society. This means that society does not value the girl and boy equally, and this is unjust. See, this is fairly unjust. In this context, the government steps in to promote justice by providing special provisions that can enable girls to overcome the injustice that they are subjected to. Thus, it is possible that fees for girls might be waived or lowered in government school and colleges. Sometimes they are not giving equal for the equality sake of the equality. Government has started to take less fees, or sometimes government is not taking the fees also of girl child. Otherwise, what the in the society they were doing, a boy is allowed to go to the school, but because of the money problem, they are saying that we are not sending the girl. So government is giving free education in less fees also to the for the girls also. And it is the obvious thing. Suppose in class also, in class all the students are sitting and teacher is again and again giving preference to one boy or girl, immediately you feel the teacher is giving preference to that boy and girl, teacher is not looking at us. You are also feeling the teacher उसी को ही ज़्यादा बुलाते, हमारी ओर ध्यान नहीं देते. Immediately the think of inequality is coming in your mind. So like that, suppose the same parent, a boy and girl is are there, एक ही पेरेंट है और एक लड़का और एक लड़की है, बॉय एंड गर्ल है, और सपोज द गर्ल इज नॉट गिवन इक्वालिटी इन द हाउस, हाउ द गर्ल विल फील. So this type of things are there. So government is working hard for the equality, inequality and justice. So now we have seen the three basic key elements: participation of people, resolve the conflicts, and equality and justice. These three are the basic key elements of government. In this, we have seen the Baba Saheb Ambedkar is again, and continuously we are studying some of the things of Baba Saheb Ambedkar in this your book also. So one thing you remember, the Annihilation of the Caste is the book written by Baba Saheb Ambedkar. The Annihilation of Caste. Annihilation meaning is destruction, destroy. उन्होंने इतना कास्ट, ये कास्ट बेस्ड सोसाइटी थी, अनटचेबिलिटी थी, उस पे लिए बहुत काम किया, इसीलिए उन्होंने अपनी एक बुक लिखी है, The Annihilation of the Caste. The book is written by Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Thank you.